and welcome back to a Scratch programming course. So, in this video, we'll start with the sensing block and see the blocks of the sensing block. So, in the previous video, we had finished with the control block menu and saw the blocks of the control block. So, in this video, we'll start with the sensing block. So, let's start this video. So, the first block in the sensing block menu is touching mouse pointer. So basically this asks us question. So it stores the value as true or false. So this is touching mouse pointer. That means it asks that if the sprite is touching the mouse pointer. So if it is not touching, the value stored is false. So currently if I run this block, can you all see the value was false? Why? Because my sprite is not touching the mouse pointer. And also we have one more option, which is touching edge. Edge means this, as you can see here. So this is the edge, and now if I click this block, then also the value will be false because my mouse pointer is not here. And also I want to show you all one thing, that as you all can see, the shape of this block is hexagon. So as you all know that when it is hexagon, we can fit it in this if then. So I can fit it here. So it will become when flag clicked, if touching mouse pointer, then move 10 steps. So if I click it, now it is not touching, but if suppose I put a forever block over here, then what will it become? That when flag clicked, when I will click the flag button, forever means it will check this condition forever, that if the sprite is touching mouse pointer, so it will check the condition forever. So it will keep checking, and if it will touch the mouse pointer, then it will move 10 steps. I'll show you. I'll run the script. So now the script is keep running, and suppose if I touch it, did you also that it moved 10 steps? And if I keep touching, can you all see it is moving? And also if I do one thing, suppose I put this if on edge bounce, so can you all see it is moving? And when I am not touching, it is not moving. So the next block in the sensing block menu is touching color. So this block checks a condition if the sprite is touching a specific color. So suppose if I have one more sprite, suppose this arrow one, I take it and I will click OK. So I have this sprite, and now what I can do, first what I'll do, I will point in direction 90, and what I'll do, first I'll take the color of this. What is the color of this? To take this, what I'll do, I'll click here, and now wherever my cursor will go, means wherever my mouse pointer will go, can you all see the color is changing? So I will go here and click here. So can you all see the color is stored? And now what I'll do, when flag clicked, forever, if touching color, this color, then hide. So now if I run the script, now currently the sprite is touching color white. Why it is touching color white? Because our background is white. So now if suppose I bring it here, so did you all see it hide? Why? Because it touched this color. So the next block is color is touching this color. So this basically means that it checks a condition that if a specific color is touching another color, that means what we can do, suppose first I'll show the sprite. What I can do, I can make a script that if color orange, because this is orange, if color orange is touching this color, then hide. So this will be the script. So I'll make it when flag clicked, forever, if color, this orange one, is touching this color, it is already there. Wait, I'll put it again. This color, this. Then I will go to x0 and y0. So now if I run the script, nothing will happen. But if I bring it here little bit, so did you all see the sprite went to x0 and y0? Why? Because it was touching this color. So the next block in the sensing block menu is distance to mouse pointer. So basically this is like a variable, because as you can see it is like round. So it basically stores the value of the distance to mouse pointer. That means now this cat sprite is here and my mouse pointer is here. So if I click this block, between these two it will tell us the distance. So if I run this, can you all see the distance is this? So basically this block stores the distance between the sprite and the mouse pointer. And also what I can do, I can say it by using this. When flag clicked, say distance to mouse pointer for 2 seconds. So if I run it, the sprite will say the distance. So the next block is ask what's your name and wait. So this is very interesting block. Why it is interesting? Because it is used to take the input from the user. So first what I'll do, I'll delete this, so that now I have only one sprite, and I'll show you what happens when I run this block. So I'll run it. When flag clicked, ask what's your name and wait. So if I run it, can you all see here this rectangle appeared and this tick you all can see, and can you all see the sprite is asking us what's your name. So as I told you, it is very interesting, because in this we can take the user input using this sprite. So if I type anything, suppose as my name Ojas, and if I click this tick or I press enter, nothing will happen. But what I can do, I can do one thing. What I can do, when flag click, ask what's your name and wait, and after that when I will enter my name, that whatever I will enter, say answer for 2 seconds. So this is another variable which is answer. So it stores the value. Can you all see here, Ojas, as I entered before, so the value is stored. So this variable basically stores the value whatever we enter in that rectangle which you all saw. So now if I run it, suppose I put anything, suppose my name only again, Ojas, and click enter. Can you all see the sprite is saying Ojas? Why? Because the value was stored in this variable. So the next block is key space pressed. So this block is basically used to ask a question that if any specific key is pressed, so suppose I choose A and click this, so it will return false because I have not clicked it. But if suppose, we can also use it in this if. I will show you how. When flag clicked, forever, if key space is pressed, then move 10 steps. So this is somewhat similar to this, when space key pressed, but this is only one block doing the same thing. But in this we are doing this long script. So but what was the difference between this and this? What the difference is that this script will only run when the flag key is pressed. That means if I'll not press the flag button and before clicking on the flag button, if I'll press the space key, nothing will happen. But in this, if we'll not click on the flag button, then also this block will run. So now currently if I run the script, so now the script is running, and if I press the space key, can you all see the sprite is moving 10 steps. So the next block is mouse down. So this basically stores the value that if I click anywhere using my left button in the mouse, so if I click this, it is returning false because I didn't click anywhere. But also we can do one thing, we can again wrap it into that if block. when flag clicked forever, if mouse down, then turn 15 degrees. So now if I click this, can you all see it was turning? Why? Because I clicked the flag button, that was also considered a click. And now if I click anywhere using my left key, did you also? The sprite turned. So this is the use of this mouse down block. So this is mouse X and mouse Y. So these both are like variables. They store the value of the mouse X. Mouse X means this is my mouse pointer, and the X direction. X direction means horizontal. Horizontally the value, and mouse Y stores the value vertically. So if I click on this, currently my mouse pointer is on X 240, and if I click on mouse Y, then it is on mouse Y 43. The next block is loudness. So loudness is also a variable. So can you all see it is changing? Why? Because now as I am speaking, so the loudness is changing. So this basically stores the value of the loudness which is in the scratch window. So the next variable is video motion on this sprite. So can you all see my video is on because I clicked this, and there are three options which are motion and direction. Direction means can you all see I am moving, and in which direction it stores the value. And motion means if I am moving or not, and on this sprite means this. And there is also one thing which is the stage. So the next value is, the next block is turn video on. So as I told you all in my previous video when I was teaching in the control block menu, that if you all want to off the video, you all can choose your off and click this. So it will turn off. So this block is basically used to turn the video on, off, and also we have one more option which is on flipped. That means the video will be on but it will flip it horizontally. I will show you all chance by chance. First I will show you all off. As you all saw, it is used to off. When I click on, so my video will be on, and if I choose on flipped and then click it, can you all see my video flipped? So this is the use of this turn video block. So the next block is set video transparency to 50%. So this block basically is used to set the transparency in the video. So if now I turn my video on, so this is my video, and I can choose the transparency, means how much transparent is my video. So if I choose suppose 1%, that means my video is very sharp, means my video is not transparent. But if I choose a higher value, suppose 100, so can you all see my video was so transparent that we cannot see it. And if I choose something like 67, then can you all see it is little we can see the video because it is not much transparent. So this is the use of this block. So now I will turn off the video. Now let's see the next block. The next block is timer. So this is also a variable. This is used to store the value of the timer going on. So as I told you in my previous video that in the scratch window the timer goes on. So this is the timer. Can you all see it is going in seconds, means these are the milliseconds, but it is going ahead in seconds. So it stores the value of the timer which is going on. And the next block is reset timer. That means the timer, as you all can see, it is something like 262. So if I click this, can you all see it will begin again from 0. So this is used to reset the timer. And this block is X position of sprite 1. So this block basically stores the value of the X position. So can you all see we have so many options. So it stores a specific value of the specific sprite, and also we can store the value of the stage. But if I choose stage, then we will have only 3 options. Why? Because stage means this whole thing, it doesn't have any x or y. So we will have only 3 options, which is backdrop hash, that means the backdrop number, backdrop name and the volume. So now I will choose, now what I'll choose, first I'll remove this, and what I'll choose sprite 1 and the x position. So as you all can see, the x is 77, as you all can see here. So if I click this, it will say 77. And also we can check a condition using this. So but we cannot check it, I by mistakenly said, because it is round. So this stores the value. So I will tell you all about each. This is y position, means the y, the direction. So if I show the direction, it is 150 degree. And next is costume hash, means the costume number. So it is 1. So if I show you all, it will say 1. And the costume name is costume 1, as you can see here. So if I run it, it will say costume 1. And next is size. The size, if I take you all to the looks block menu and take you all here size, so the size is 100%, means 100. So if I click this, it will say 100. And also the volume, so the volume is also 100. So the next block is current minute. So this is also a variable. First I'll remove this. So this is also a variable. It stores the value of the time. So as you all can see, we have a drop down menu. So we have many options, which is current minute, current year. So current year, as you all know, it is going on 2020. So if I click this, it will say 2020. Current month. Now there is also one more thing. Now current month, it will say in number. Now as you all know, it is going on December, but it will not say December, it will say 12, because if we count, it is the 12th month, which is December, so it will say 12. Now date, today is 19th December, so it will say 19. And current day of week, so today is 7th means the 7th day, means it is today Saturday. And current hour, so it will say the current hour, which is 19, that means 7 o'clock in the PM. Current minute, which is 47. Current second, which is 15. So the next block is days since 2000. So this basically stores the value of the days since the year 2000. So now, as you all know, the year is 2020, so it will tell us the days between from 2000 to 2020. So if I click this, can you all see the number is this? So I will say days since 2000, so it will say the days. And the next block, which is the last block, is username. So this basically stores the username which we have stored. So now currently I don't have any username, but if you all store any username, then it will tell that. So with this, we complete with the sensing block menu. And as you all know, that in the next video I will start with you all a project, and we will have much fun. And this will be the first project of our Scratch programming course. And after completing these 2 block menus also then we will do many projects and learn more about Scratch programming. So thank you, and also please like this video, share it with others, comment down your views, subscribe to my channel, and also don't forget to hit the bell icon so that whenever I upload any video, you all can get the notification.